What do you do when you realize you've got a small sin or a small bad addiction, but you don't think it's a big deal? In today's gospel reading, that is Mark chapter 5, verses 1 to 20, where Jesus heals this man who's possessed by unclean spirits. Now, Jesus has traveled across the Galilee to this town, and he comes across this man who's been living in the tombs because he's possessed by so many evil spirits that nobody can bind him anymore, and this man causes harm to himself, or he might be dangerous even to others. So it's important to note that this man, when he sees Jesus from afar, he comes running towards him and falls down before Jesus. And Jesus was already saying, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirits." And how Jesus has pity on him and asks him his name. And this man has so lost his being, and his sense of self identity is so far gone into sinfulness and these evil spirits controlling him that he doesn't even have his own name. He calls himself as Legion. And when after Jesus heals this man and these unclean spirits go into the swine, that is a big number, that's like a herd of 2,000 swine approximately, that then goes and drowns themselves in the sea. Now these herdsmen were like all amazed, and then they ran off to tell the people. And when the people come back, they notice that the same man who used to be crying out in the mountainside amongst the tombs, who used to beat himself up, is clothed anew with new clothes, and he's in the right state of mind, calm down, and he's there with Jesus. But instead of marveling at this and praising God for his mercy and goodness healing this man, they want him to go away as soon as possible. Maybe because of they thought about the losses that they have suffered with the 2,000 or so swine going into the sea, rather than looking that this man has been saved. And then it's also important to see how this man, who has received God's grace and mercy and saved from such kind of affliction and literally being brought out from amongst the dead, he wants to follow Jesus when Jesus is leaving. And Jesus tells him, go back to your home, to your friends and family, and proclaim the mercy God has shown to you. So here it highlights that Jesus has a calling for each one of us who has received God's mercy in different ways. Sometimes we have to leave it all behind, leave everything behind, and follow Jesus and proclaim his word. And sometimes we are called to be his disciples wherever we are placed at, with amongst our family members, amongst our friends, amongst our neighbors. And one thing I want to highlight is sometimes a small sin, a small addiction, sometimes can lead to other sins and other grievous addictions. And before you know it, you have this whole lot of afflictions and evil spirits within you that you then have no control and you can't get out of. Nor can somebody physically save you from that place. But remember that coming back to Jesus, leaving it all behind and running back to him is your saving grace. Only that can save you, and you've got hope. You've got hope. You need to just come back to Jesus and he can make you anew. Even if you feel like you're living amongst the dead, there's no hope, you're crying out that you can't come out of this, you have hope. So don't give up on yourselves. Don't let others give up on themselves. If you know of somebody who needs help, remember, no physical binding is going to help them, but only the mercy of God. So you need to show mercy. You need to show compassion. So, this is my reflection for today. God bless you. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye bye.